Many insects have a compulsion to follow the light, and humans are the same. Except we call that light hope. Exploration and trials. Adventuring is right up my alley.
Oh, shucky ducky, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Hope you're having a great day today. It is a Tuesday, the 7th of January,
Instead of confining themselves to the heavens,
2021.
God should broaden their horizons in the world
Hey, new
below.
camera angle. Well, yeah, new camera angle. I've decided I'm gonna try and
Exploration and trials. Adventuring is right up my alley.
Yep, I decided to move my camera down a little bit, and I figured maybe I should get used to the idea of there being a minor gap between my monitors, because at the end of the day I guess I don't really need to care if my monitors are like actually connected together. At the end of the day I end up putting windows in different places, and I don't really ever treat my two monitors as if it's like one gigantic ultra wide, so figured I might as well take advantage of that without my monitors being like so far so far away from each other that I would have one here and let's say one all the way over there. Instead, they're still next to each other, there's just a bit of a gap instead. Hope we're having a great day today. Bunker 55, we are of course live inside, ladies and gentlemen, and I am starting to play a lot more DPS Malwika at the present moment. In the meantime, well, let's just go through a couple of news bits and pieces. Of course, today is the 7th of January, which means it is in fact January 6th in the land of the Murican, and today is of course the day where the United States of America certifies the ascension to the throne once again of the God Emperor himself. So the God Emperor is once again one step closer to once again being the God Emperor that will rule over the entire planet, potentially bringing it to ruin, of course, but ruling over it nonetheless. So with thunderous applause shall democracy die, ladies and gentlemen, as was stated and prophesied by the great Natalie Portman in 2003. When did Revenge of the Sith come out? Was it 2003? I think so. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is so in fact how democracy dies, with thunderous applause, ladies and gentlemen. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. And you may notice as well that a very distinct lack of a riot and an insurrection, dare I say, this time. So much more calmer as we usher in the golden age of fascism. So we gotta love that, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the golden age of fascism specifically, and hopefully localized within the United States of America. But that being said, though, the God Emperor himself is currently looking across the horizons as he is potentially determined to launch a full-scale assault on the UK, apparently. That's what I've read, or heard, at the very least. Will he pull it off? I mean, if it's a campaign promise, then I think it's I think this is something that he's gonna have to actually pull off. But I don't know if he's you know, if he's teasing it, his people will probably want it to happen, and should his people want it to happen, perhaps he will in fact pull off a full-scale invasion. Who knows, perhaps in 20 years we will read in the history books the Great World War III, when all of the Call of Duty games predicted that World War III, you know how like a lot of Call of Duty games happen to have like World War III scenarios. I think Modern Warfare is just basically World War III scenarios 24/7. Right? It would be hilarious if all of the Call of Duty games were saying like, oh yeah, no, World War III will be the glorious American army versus the Chinese and or the Russians, because for some reason the Soviets are back. It would be hilarious if it turns out that World War III is the glorious American army versus everyone, including but not exclusively the British, potentially the Australians, potentially even Germany and Canada. Perhaps the great American military, which has, remember, bases across the world, might actually decide to fight everyone. And you know what the scariest part is? With the amount of investment that has gone into the glorious American army, there is a non-zero chance that they could actually beat everyone. Let us not forget that the United States of America spends, from what I hear, more than the next 8 nations combined, of which 7 of them are like allies. So if they want to pop off, my money's on the Americans, not gonna lie. My money's on the Americans. We can only hope the destruction is within said borders. The God Emperor is the God Emperor for a reason. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the God Emperor. He is not the Emperor of America, he is the God Emperor. That's the idea. The real World War III is America versus America because America thinks it's the world. True! Especially when the Americans have a baseball series that is localized exclusively within the United States of America. But what do they call it? They call it the World Series. How does that make sense? The World Series when 99.9% of the world is not even part of... Well, that's not true. What is the current world population? The world population as of 2024 is 8.2 billion. The world... And then the US... Is the US population still about 300 million? $345,426,571 as of 2024. As of the end of 2024. So... Let me bring up a calculator real quick. Let's put that in there. Let's divide it by 8 to 1. So 8, 200 million, thousand. No. 8, 200 million, thousand,
to learn the proper etiquette,
zeros.
I'd be happy to teach you.
I think I've got that correct now. I believe that is in fact correct, and... How do you call it the World Series and yet only 4.2% of the world is actually part of the World Series? And even then, that's assuming that everyone in America actually cares about the World Series. So let's divide that by 2. How can you pretend that it's called the World Series when at best 2% of the world is part of the World Series? Also, I tried Lanyang with a... How? She's not even here yet. What? Wait, what? How? How do you do that? How do you do that? She's not even available yet. What? What? Her burst does not affect Aloy's bomblets. Boring! Well, I suppose that was to be expected, honestly. Ever since Shen Yun, I wasn't really expecting any new characters to be affecting some. Okay. I just imagine that ever since Shen Yun, like when Cloud Rotator was out on beta, there was a brief moment in time when Cloud Rotator was actually able to group enemies. And then she lost that ability.
Rise with the sun. Right.
And I didn't know for a fact if Cloud Rotator was able to.
Stop that! Strike a pop!
I didn't know if for a fact if Cloud Rotator could actually group AUS bomblets, but then she also lost the grouping ability in general. So yeah, that kind of just went out the wayside.
Bring it! Absorption test!
Pyroclastic surge.
Shen could still group enemies very loosely.
Animal test 6308! Absorption test!
Incinerate. Breath from the sky.
Does that hit? Oh yeah, that hits.
The flame burns on.
You ignited a fire that you could not control.
Shuck it, duck
Ah,
it!
shuck it, ducky.
Time to shine! Swirl, Mark 2!
Pyroclastic
Heal,
surge.
heal. Damn. I guess I used Moika too late. Didn't get the heal. Sag. Okay. Today we're going to be leveling up Moika's ult. So I already leveled up Moika's skill by 2 levels. I'm going to be leveling up her ult now. I know a lot of people leveled up her ult first. I suspect a lot of people are actually going to be full sending into her ult first. I'm of the opinion that doing it evenly is probably the way to go. So I think I need this. One sec. Alright. So skill done, burst. I built the wrong thing. I converted the wrong thing. How did that happen? How did that happen, ladies and gentlemen? Alright. Alright, level 8 skill, level 8 ult. Alright, here we go. Yeah, today's not a good day, chat. Today has not been a good day so far. Alright, let's go fight Arlecchino. I have loosely discovered that I think I can single target. Okay, here's what I think might be the case for me when it comes to DPS Moika, and as many people here probably, well, when I say many, I'm thinking of like the 2 or 3 people who may be watching right now. As people who watch this channel know, I'm usually very unconventional, and what I may have discovered through my general slight unconvention, that's not a word. Unconventionality is not a word, is it? During my slightly unconventional stratagems, what I think might be the case is if I'm going with single target, I prefer to bring Sarah and thus use an EM stand. But when I'm going against a group of enemies, like for example the Natlan artifact domain, I am finding Sucrose plus an attack stand to be significant. Unforgettable is in fact a word? Oh! Well, that's exciting. I am finding that like against the group,
Now that's more like it.
I'm liking the idea of running supers and an attack dash.
With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise. Have a taste of purgatory. Wrath from the sky! Time to buckle down.
Uh-oh.
Look at you. Trapped like a bunch of helpless animals. Is it my turn now? Rise with the sun!
Strike a pose!
Strike!
I'm just a dictionary. I didn't even know that that word was, in fact, a word.
Let the magic face spoil!
My blade is all that remains.
Let my name
Alright.
echo in song! Woohoo! Flash!
Light of the blazing sun!
But yeah, against single target enemies like bosses and such,
Incinerate!
I kind of like the idea of...
Is this only the beginning?
Okay, I was mashing 2. Okay, in my defense, I was mashing 2.
Let's see how strong you resolve truth.
I was mashing 2, okay? For some reason, I didn't swap. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I didn't swap. Because we know who the Battle Pyro DPS is. Oh, that's going to stir up some thought. No, that's terrible. That's going to stir up some thoughts and feelings on the subreddit, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no. You know, even now I still get those. Well, I wouldn't say even now because obviously she only just came out. But I am still on occasion getting those comments of like, yeah, but is Arlecchino better than Malika or is Malika better than Arlecchino? It's always Yanfei. Oh yeah, of course, it's always Yanfei, true. No, I like Yanfei. I'm a real here, I like Yanfei. The only problem I'm actually... Okay. There was 2 problems that I was always facing with Yanfei. The first one was energy problems, and then the second one was Hydro app. Because Farina is just never enough. If I want to play proper Yanfei, of like charge attack based Yanfei, and like really focusing on the charge attacks, I probably need to play like fully our Ayato as well. I need like 2 Hydro app characters that don't require normal attacks. I was really hoping the Farina would be enough. Farina, it turns out, is, well, very much not enough.
Wrath from the sky! Incinerate!
Okay. I'm gonna be real here. I was not expecting that much.
Let the mountain's veins boil! Time to shine! Shower me with flash!
Pyroclastic surge!
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Malika is slightly overtuned. I was not expecting that 400k out of nowhere. I don't know where that came from. Friendly in the line is enough since Yanfei normal attacks quite a bit. Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, okay, let me explain. Let me explain what I mean. Okay. This guy will do. It's more like the way I kind of want to play Yanfei. Where's Yanfei? I even triple crowned her.
I charge a higher rate to meet...
Okay, cool, I got her ult. Okay, so... I think the first hurdle is figuring out what happens after you burst. So, as the delusional Yanfei main here, maybe you could provide some additional insight. What do you do after you burst with Yanfei? Do you immediately do a charge attack? Because Yanfei's charge attacks will, as you already know, will apply Pyro.
Quiver! No turning back!
Time for your arraignment!
Oh no, why did I use her skill? That was dumb. And as you can see...
Incinerate! The law.
Okay, today's skill issue day. What's going on? Today is skill issue day, huh? Okay, why is today... What's happening? So when you burst, you do a normal... Okay. Maybe that's the difference then. Because my instinct says... Alt burst... alt into charge attack.
Bring it.
Am I running an ER stand? I may be running an ER stand. Yes, I am. It might scream heresy, but I want to be able to use her ult as much as possible. Preferably on rotation, so yes, I am in fact running an ER stand. I know. Obviously, you do more damage if you run an EM or an attack stand. I know. But this is me trying to solve one of the other problems that I have with Yanfei, which is never having enough bloody energy. I mean, this is why I bring Sarah. To help alleviate some of the attack issues at the very least. How much EM do I have? Oh, I have no EM as well. It would be ideal to have some EM, I suppose. Yeah. So if I were to do that...
Strike! Inadmissible evidence! Boom boom!
Yeah, so okay, so that's my instinct to...
Bring it.
I'm skill issuing so hard today. I even have one of the strongest healers on the team. How am I... Why am I so bad? The only thing that I've been doing that works out for me is to space out the burst and the skill. If you do burst, charge attack, skill, charge attack, you look like Claire. You're looking like Claire. Yeah, that's where my instinct is going. That's where my instinct is actually taking me all the time. It's precisely burst, charge attack, skill, charge. Which is also why I find playing Yelan, like, not super duper good. Maybe I need to practice that. I need to practice my muscle memory.
Strike a pose! Flash!
What? What's my crit rate sitting at? Like 85? 93. Perfect. Okay. We'll try it one more time. Try not to die, Kate. Try not... As a general rule, you tend to do more damage if you don't die. It turns out that when you die in the game, your DPS drops by roughly 103.27%. Roughly, of course.
Motion to compel!
Yeah, it turns out there's two things in the game that are in fact a gigantic DPS loss. Dying and getting bored. And I feel like nobody ever recognizes... Okay, yeah, my instincts are kicking in again. Yeah, my instincts are kicking in again. Okay, I'll have to practice that, I guess, at some point if I find the time.
Ready to ride.
Mark Luck, hey, how's it going? We're just discussing giant DPS losses in the game, specifically dying and being bored. And how, according to calcs, sims, and sheets, when a character dies, their DPS actually goes down by slightly more than 100%. It's an interesting phenomenon. Can you attempt my abyss again? Yeah, we'll see if we have time. We'll see if we have time. Okay, I want to show you guys something that I have been looking at.
I want to help.
Maybe a TC has already perfected it. I don't know. But I seem to find myself double swirling. Kate's double swirling again. Oh no, Kate's being super duper meta again. I find myself double swirling Marika's vape teams in AoE content, which is a wonderful thing to experience. The interface application is kind of annoying to deal with because they decided when to make her charge. Well, okay. There is a good thing to that though, Dolphin. Which is that her charge attacks have no ICD, which means as long as you can keep the Hydro app on, then remember, Yenfei's charge attack does extra damage. When Yenfei's charge attack deals a crit hit, she will deal an additional instance of pyro damage, which is equal to 80% of her attack, which is considered as charge attack damage, i.e. you basically have plus 80% charge attack crit damage, is basically the way to think about it, right? So it's cool that her attack actually applies pyro twice, because that way her attack can vape twice with no ICD, which is really, really cool. If you can keep the Hydro app. So if you can keep that Hydro app going, which you could if you play double Hydro, and actually learn how to play double Hydro properly, unlike, you know, me, who skill issues, then yeah, Yenfei's potentially vaping more up. Well, okay. I was about to say Yenfei's potentially vaping Yenfei's potentially vaping more often than Xiangling, but maybe not. But either way, no, it's good that she does that, because if her extra attack didn't vape, sorry, wrong one. If her extra attack didn't vape, yeah, that would kind of suck. It would make it a little bit easier to play her, sure, but it would kind of suck. Hi, I discovered your channel recently, but I wanted to say you guys were a breath of fresh air for me. There's good content. Wish I have best of luck, blah, blah, blah. Best of luck in the future, and have a great stream. Thank you. Thank you. So it's like Amber's no ICD burst? Yeah, if there was a way to, like, I guess if you really want to, like, play, I guess if you want to, like, uber buff Amber, I guess you just need to play Amber triple Hydro. Triple Hydro Amber, so that you definitely have enough Hydro. Well, I don't know if you even have enough Hydro app for that. Triple Hydro Amber, so that her burst always vapes, and even there, I don't even know how much damage it would do then. Would it be enough? Probably not. Everyone would still probably clown on her.
Red from the sky!
But either way, it's an option. It's always an option. Okay. Okay. Remain calm, everyone. Remain calm. Remain calm. Remain calm. I want everyone to remain calm. Remain calm. Finish the quest. It's good. No spoilers. Thank you. Oh, Vobihuff. Well, actually, can you spoil me one thing? Did you play it in English? And if so, were any of the characters missing voices? If they were, then I'll play it in Japanese. If they weren't, then when I get around to streaming it, again, I'll play it in I'll play it in English. Okay. Don't panic, everyone. Everyone. I want you all to remain calm. I want everyone to remain collected. Yes, we are full sending. Here we go. It missed most of the lines? Okay, Japanese it is. Maybe this is like... It's only one flat... No, well... The flat defense is fine, because... The flat defense is fine because, you know, it's whatever. It was a missing stat. It was a 3-line starter. CITLALI players... Could this be useful in CITLALI? I mean, her shield scales of EM, so... EM on set is a start. She probably wants the ER, well, does she? And then, you know, the crit damage is... maybe not super duper useful. I mean, does CITLALI... For the most part, does CITLALI care about crit? This could be a CITLALI... This could be the CITLALI piece that I will ever get. Which, in turn, could potentially make it useful whenever I inevitably get around to her. Whenever I inevitably get her either this round or maybe in her rerun. I don't know. I think it's a keeper. I think we have ourselves here a keep because we probably because I don't think anyone would ever run her with a cryo cup, huh? Cryo cups are probably completely worthless on. I don't even know. Cryo cups are worthless on her, right? Unless you're playing DPS CITLALI, I guess. Let's go with that. I reckon cryo cups are probably worthless on her. So let's where's that cryo cup? That's the EM cup. This one. She has 800 EM without it? Well, I guess the difference then becomes like, would you rather have 800 EM? Or nearly 1000 EM? Hey, Kazlaws, how's it going? Hope you're all having a great day. Keep in mind this is part 1 of the CITLALI story quest, as in I haven't done the Masters of the Nightwind stuff yet, so... Should be able to get through that relatively quickly, but I won't have time tonight to do the actual CITLALI story quest.
Hear the echoes of the valley. Shower me with clay. Stand clear.
Oh! 800 EM with it. My bad. I mean, my point still stands though. Would you rather have 800 EM or would you rather have 1,450 million EM? By getting, I don't know, the upcoming new weapon for... Oh, what is her name? Mikazuchi Mikazu, or whatever the hell her name is. Hey, Icy, how's it going? Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, that spa manager, yeah, the waiter. I mean, like, that weapon's passive is truly absurd. It's just oops all EM the weapon.
Absorption test.
Yuma Mizuki. Yume Mizuki. Yeah. Like, what is that name? What is that name, huh? It's like calling me Kate Cuttigat. Well, okay. Some people actually do call me Kate Cuttigari. Okay. Okay, you know what? Fine.
Wrath from the skies!
But looking at her weapon, it's oops. Well, yeah. Look, her weapon is just basically oops all EM, and it's oops all EM for someone like CITLALI, right? Oh, it's still oops all EM for someone like CITLALI. It's definitely oops all EM for like sucrose, but let me just double check.
Many
real quick
insects
what that
have a
weapon actually
compulsion
is.
to follow the light.
Because it's an EM, it's
humans are the
EM
same.
substat, and
Except
then
we
if
call
you
that
manage to
light.
trigger a swirl, which CITLALI can't, there's 120 in there. It's also low base attack, high EM. Then EM is increased by 96 if your skill hits an opponent, which CITLALI's skill hits opponents, right? Yeah. And then your EM also increases by an additional 32 if your burst hits an opponent. So you put that together, you have 128? 128 additional... Yeah, it's oops all EM.
Light it up! Bring it! Hear the echoes of the
It's absurd.
Let my name echo in song. Shower
Seriously, who came up with this goofy weapon? I got my week, I haven't even used her as a main DPS yet. It's been Knish Central. Yeah, man. Hoyo came up with that goofy weapon. Yeah, I know. I like Mizuki's design. I'm incredibly indifferent about Mizuki's design, but having looked at her gameplay, I feel like she might be one of the most boring characters in the game, because it seems like her general gameplay loop is unironically just floating around doing what exactly? But yes, I am also waiting for Jensen. I think Jensen is going to pop off. Ladies and gentlemen, what we have here in the Katagari community is... Well, okay, what we have discovered is something that we in the Katagari community like to call a Kachina artifact. A Kachina buff. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We play Kachina here. Well, I play Kachina here. Do we call it that? Well, I bloody hope so, because that's exactly what it is. It's a Kachina artifact. Let's find out. Hot! I'm sorry. Did I say a Kachina artifact? That is the Kachina artifact, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Kachina artifact of all time. 100%. That's exactly what it is. It is the Kachina artifact. Hot damn. Damn. That's so... I mean... Okay, it's... Okay, hold up. Hold up, wait a minute. There's a slight chance that it's actually not better than the Kachina artifact that I already have. More crit rate, less crit damage, less defense, but we have Oh. Well, that's annoying. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not actually the Kachina art. Well, for me anyway, it is not the Kachina artifact anymore. This is not an upgrade, actually, to what I already have. Never mind. Never mind. Am I gonna say for Skirk? Shillinan? Maybe? No. I run Peak Patrol Song on Shillinan. So I would imagine this would not be better for my Shillinan. Yeah, I run Peak Patrol Song. I run Peak Patrol Song on Shillinan, so I don't need crit at all. So, oops, all defense and ER is correct. Like, if I were to compare... I mean, I had one flat roll. I had one roll into the flat defense, which is a mistake. I remember you rolling for those two weapons and one temple. Yeah, man! Hey, hey. All you have to do is make a video and say, well... Or I kind of just want to try DPS Shillinan, and I guess I won't try DPS Shillinan unless I get Uraku Misagiri. And then I proceed to get Uraku Misagiri right after I get Peak Patrol Song. So, and that's after I R4'd my Wolf's Gravestone as well. So, you know, all you have to do is just say it. Just say you're gonna play. Remember, like, people who have been part of this community for a while now know there is a secret. There is actually a hidden secret to getting strangely good roles in Hoyo games. All you have to do is just make a video saying that you're going to play some outstandingly niche, definitely not meta teams and or stratagems. And then Hoyo will just unironically give the things that you need for you. Let's not forget, I got Shunha in 10 pulls. And I got Farina in 10 pulls. For free, basically. That's all you have to do. Just say, oh yeah, Farina's coming out, and what's one team that I'm going to play? French Loy. 100%. I'm very confident that Farina is going to be busted in French Loy. And then I proceed to get Farina in 10 pulls. Now this is not... Okay, to be fair, this isn't foolproof. I hard pitied twice to get Malika. So, okay, it's not foolproof, but I'm just saying. Considering I got Shunha in 10 pulls, Farina in 10 pulls. I know, guys.
Time to shine. Stand clear. Absorption test.
Wrath from the skies!
Got double Navia in a temple. Nice. I got double Yolanda in a temple as well. Chuska's banner in... Oh, no. He would have been saying, like, when Chuska's banner was still around. Not today. Not today, Mark Luck. Relax. Not today. Bro's not hacking into Hoyo's service to give him a cheeky temple on the Chuska banner.
Shower me with the animal test 6308.
Pyroclastic
Orange Jesus, just like the real Jesus, has favorites. Damn. Calling Orange Jesus out like that. Oof. Okay, this was a mistake. You know, I thought that, like, having my chair being able to lean back would be great, but having just tried to, like, put my legs, try to sit cross-legged on my chair, and then your chair, like, leans back because you've wanted it to lean back, but then it feels like you're about to fall off. Nope, never mind. I am going to take the L and have a chair that doesn't lean back. I mean, this chair, I set my chair to not lean back for the past year, so yeah, let's not do that. I haven't played Genshin for 6 months. Brother, you are missing out.
Light it up! Bring it!
Let the mountain's veins boil. Yoo-hoo! Let the world come alive. Animal test 63.
Wrath from the skies!
Holy bitrate. Is it really bad? I'm streaming at 6,000 kilobits. I mean, okay, it's crap, but like, I might as well level it up for on the off chance that I actually somehow managed to successfully get CITLALI, I guess. No. I'm not streaming at 6,000 megabits. I'm not streaming at 6,000 kilobits because my internet is crap. I could potentially stream at 8,000. I'm streaming at 6,000 because I believe that is the maximum that Twitch accepts. Also, you should update your Twitter on my Twitter on my YouTube. Wait, what do you mean my Twitter on my YouTube? What does that mean? My Twitter is probably the least important thing I barely go on it. I only go on it nowadays to actually call Elon Musk an imbecile. That's about it. Sorry, Elmo Musk himself. I only go on there to call Elmo Musk an imbecile because he's sad, Chad. He's sad that his own platform, that is full of Nazis, by the way, is mean to him. I didn't expect my Twitter to yell at me, says man who makes his Twitter yell at people. We do unironically have the worst internet in the world, though. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we had a golden opportunity. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We had a golden opportunity. Okay, chat, here we go. Anyone who isn't from Australia, listen up, okay? In, I think it was like 2015, 2013, 2014. Crap, when was Tony Abbott elected? $2013. Okay, I think it was like 2013. We had an election in 2013, and the Labour Party had suggested as one of their policies that we are going to have something called the National Broadband Network, a national fiber optic network where the fiber optic cable goes straight into your home, which would theoretically and most likely provide everyone with speeds of a gigabit a second download and probably upwards of like a few hundred megabits a second upload. So obviously for the likes of you and I, right, having 1 gigabit download speed and a few hundred megabit upload speed would be fantastic, because that means streaming can be a lot smoother, right? And should there be times where the network is overloaded, at the very least, our download and upload speeds could still be, I don't know, 50 megabits a second upload and like, I don't know, a few hundred megabits a second download, which is still, you know, for all intents and purposes, pretty goddamn good. And then on top of that, telehealth could be a thing. Rural remote towns could actually have doctors call in to do basically remote, not necessarily surgeries, but remote diagnosis of various bits and pieces without the network falling out, you know? You could potentially be able to have a look at that sore that's on your back without having to travel 300 kilometers to the nearest town that actually has a doctor. Well, I don't know if that's the case I don't know if that's a thing, but you could potentially be living in, let's say, the country town of Jerilderie and not have to travel all the way to... I can't come up with a particularly good reference, but you don't have to drive to like 3 towns down the road in order to find the specific specialist that can deal with the gangrene on your foot, for example. Right? So there's that. The other side proposed what is called the complete nonsensical NBN, which is a complete dumpster fire, like, cluster spaghetti of technologies that also included the copper wire network that we have been using for the past 3 billion years, and it would provide speeds of, at best, if you're lucky, 100 megabits a second download and like 10
adventuring is right
megabits a second upload, if you're lucky. And the people of Australia, the quiet Australians, took one look at that and decided to vote for the party that gave us the significantly worse internet that is actually worse than some African nations. We were on the verge of greatness. We were on the verge of greatness. Now, as Jimothy Ray said, they said it was expensive, then gave up and made it terrible. That's right. The budget could have had the money to give us the really, really good internet. What did they spend the budget on instead? Can anyone here, without Googling, can anyone guess what my government decided to spend the money that could have been used to give us potentially one of the greatest internet networks of all time? All that money instead spent on what? Would anyone like to guess? Can I ask my other Aussie friend? Sure. What did they spend the money on instead? Hint. Hint. The answer starts with the word one. One. The answer starts with the word one. War on drugs? No. That's an American thing. Keep in mind, this is like this was meant to be like a potentially. I mean, I would imagine this was like a few billion-dollar project. This was a big project. The idea of basically replacing our entire copper wire network with fiber optic cable. It would have been, of course it would have been expensive. Of course it would have been. Anyone with 2 brain cells would understand such an endeavor, of course, would be expensive and of course would take time. But I have no problem waiting and paying more in tax if my tax dollars would go towards a fiber optic cable network that goes to everyone's house. Instead of what we have now, which is potentially a fiber optic cable network that goes to some box down the street, which then connects to your copper wire network, which is basically a gigantic funnel net. Gigantic, bottleneck. Would anyone else like to guess what my government spent the money that could have been used on the internet instead on? It's not the best use of English, but whatever. I'm nowhere near a fiber optic cable. Well, I think the premise was that the plan would have been that even if you're nowhere near a fiber cable, they would install more fiber cable so that it goes into your house. I think that's the idea. So that we don't have to deal with nodes and all that jazz. Because I think at the end of the day, when you compare the idea of a node down the street versus cable that just goes straight to your house, a node is cringe. Like the node is, like nodes are just objectively, comparatively more cringe. Your Aussie friend is unaware. Okay. Alright. The entire budget was otherwise spent, I kid you not, on one submarine. We have submarines? We have one submarine. No, we have a few submarines, I think. But for the entire budget of the NBN and then some, we, as in the Tony Abbott government, bought one submarine. Oh my god. Chat, what would you prefer? A national network where your internet is actually not terrible anymore, or one whole ass submarine? Are we at war? Do we need the submarine? How is a submarine going to feed anyone's families? How is a submarine going to provide jobs for... Well, okay, that's not true. A submarine will provide a lot of jobs, actually. If it's manufactured in Australia, then it'll provide a lot of jobs. I don't know. I don't remember if it was manufactured in Australia. It might have been bought by the French. It might have been bought from the French. So if that's the case, then we unironically spent an entire MBN worth of budget on a submarine from France, which means we paid French people, which I guess is like, you know, what do you call it? Insult to injury. Not only did we not get our own internet, we paid the French. We paid the French. The bigots hoped the submarine would attack boat people or something, but yeah. Look, if it was to buy, like, a fleet of, let's say, 20 submarines, that could then potentially, I don't know, let's say, invade and successfully occupy the entirety of New Zealand, for no reason? Okay, fine, fine. Okay, fine. Maybe we could have some fun with that. How the hell are we supposed to have fun with one single submarine? One! Instead of an entire internet infrastructure that we could then like digitally invade and successfully occupy the entirety of New Zealand. I love New Zealand. I'm just joking with the Kiwis. Don't kill me. Like we could have successfully built a network that would have overpowered the entirety of the Kiwi government and subjected them to Aussie rule. Or we buy one singular submarine that would have failed spectacularly to militarily occupy the entirety of New Zealand. Like, what was the point? What was the point? Do we even have... Here's the big question. Do we even have the submarine? I don't even know. I don't even know if we have the submarine, honestly. I don't know. But yes, Farina still... Yeah, dread it, run from it. Farina is always there.
Have a compulsion to
There are a handful of constants in the world. Death, taxes, and Farina. That's right.
light.
Like, it's...
Humans are the same.
Sorry, how do we get here? It drives me insane every single time. I remember
Except we call that light.
waking up. Dad was watching the news, and they were like literally talking about like, oh yeah, we have a new submarine deal with the French, and I'm like, what?
Adventuring is right up my alley.
And it costs the entirety of the MBN. So I don't get faster internet because I guess Tony wanted an extra boat that didn't have foreigners on it. But it was made by foreigners, I think. Funnily enough. So like... How do we get here? Oh, right, Twitch. Okay, I stream on Twitch at 6,000 6 megabits or 6,000 kilobits. Specifically because I believe Twitch's broadcasting guidelines suggest at 1080p NVIDIA NVENC at 1080p 60 FPS the bitrate should be 6,000 kilobits because for some reason that's all Twitch wants. I don't know if streaming at a higher bitrate I don't know if it's better on YouTube. On YouTube, they will take, I think, higher. I think YouTube's streaming bitrate is the same as YouTube's upload bitrate. 1080p at 60 FPS, recommended bitrate 12. Yeah, okay, recommended bitrate 12. Which is funny. Yeah? Oh right, H.265. If I'm streaming at H.264, which is what I am doing, I think, then it would be that. I would love to stream at 50, but my internet speed is actually not that fast. Apparently, there's gonna get more fiber potential. Well, yeah. It seems like, so long as we maintain a Labour government, there is a non-zero chance that we might be able to fix that fantastic mistake. But until but we might be getting that there's an election coming up like next year, well this year potentially. I think we're due for an election this year, and I am hearing that there is a very non-zero chance that we might be electing Voldemort into office. Yes, Voldemort. Yes, Voldemort. Yeah, I said that correctly, Voldemort. I wonder if anyone on YouTube watching that is going to be like, Voldemort? And then I'm actually saying, yeah, Voldemort, knowing full well that there is in fact a YouTube delay. But I say, yeah, Voldemort. His name is Peter Dutton, he's bald, and therefore he's Voldemort. He's also potentially wildly fascist, I don't know. No, he's not. He's not that fascist, Actually, that's not true, he's crazy. Provided they don't do musical chairs. They did, okay, the two major parties did actually have to put in their own policies to prevent musical chairs, so we can at least be ensured I can be at least sure that musical chairs is not gonna happen. Okay, that part's not happening. Musical chairs is no longer happening because they literally have policies that prevent musical chairs. It's not impossible, but they have policies in place to prevent musical chairs. Thank goodness. Like the fictional figure of Voldemort. No, that's exactly what I mean. No, that's exactly what I mean. Oh, you don't know who Peter Dutton is. Oh, you don't know who Peter Dutton is, do you? Ladies and gentlemen, Peter
Many
Dutton,
insects have a compulsion to follow
aka
the light,
Voldemort.
and humans are the same.
Actually, Voldemort. Yeah,
Except we call that
that's exactly
light
who he is.
hope.
He's wildly national. He's basically a nationalist. He's the head of the Liberal Party, which is not liberal, not by the liberal lefty loony sense. He's okay. Let me explain something. Kanagari talks about Australian politics. Let me explain something real quick. In Australia, there are two major parties: the Labor Party and the Liberal Party. If you live in the UK, you may have heard of something called the Labor Party. They spell it L-A-B-O-U-R. We spell it L-A-B-O-R. Labor Party.
Exploration and trials.
The alternative party is called the Liberal Party. Currently, the Labor Party is in power, for those who are playing at home. The Labor Party is our center-left-wing party, right? If you want an analogy, our Labor Party is our, like, Democrats. And our Liberal Party, they are called the Liberal Party with a capital L, but they're not liberal. They're center-right. Right? They're center-right-wing. As in, they're Republicans, except that's not true because these days the Republicans are a bunch of MAGA fascist Nazis, so that's a little bit different. But think of Republican Party from, like, the year 19... Oh, God. When was Reagan in office? Before then, I guess. I don't know. Point is, we have a center-left party. It's called the... Oh. Actually, that works. We have a center-left party called the Labour Party. We have a center-right party called the Liberal Party. And if you want, like, a far-right party example, that's called One Nation. And if you want a far-ish left party... I don't know if we have a far left party, but if you want an example of a far left party, we have the Greens. Okay? So... Voldemort here is from the Liberal Party, who aren't liberal. So yeah, he's a center-right politician. He may be significantly more right compared to most of the Liberal Party, that's what I've heard. I would have to actually look into his policies again to remember what the hell his entire shtick is. But yeah. Voldemort, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, and also, Rainbird is absolutely correct. One other thing about Australian politics that makes our politics infinitely superior to American politics, even though American politics is far significantly more exciting and hilarious to watch nonetheless, is that not only are Australians legally, mandatorily, like, we have to vote. By law, we have to vote.
Instead of confining
First off, it's
themselves to the
mandatory, number
heavens,
one, which
God
means
should broaden their horizons
which means
in the world
political.
below.
What do you call it? What's the word? Not interaction. Participation. So in Australia, political participation is borderline 100%. Not exactly 100%, because some people still try to skip the vote and then they get fined about $50. But on top of that, at just about nearly every polling place, I think, these days, there's a sausage sizzle. And for $5, which goes to charity, after you vote, you can get a barbecue sausage on a piece of bread with some onion on it and some sauce. Is it $5 or $2? I don't remember. Maybe $5. I think it's $5. But either way, we have a sausage sizzle at every polling station. Yeah, and you can get yourself a democracy sausage. I wish it were free. I for one would love to see some sort of legislation that that subsidized every democracy sausage, so that when you go to the polling place and you've voted, and you've actually voted, you can then go and get a free sausage if you want. I for one would love that because usually it's some sort of charity that's running that, so that's cool. I mean, I'm all for that. But until then, democracy sausages I think are about $5, if memory serves. I mean, it's been a while since we voted, and by that I mean like a year or two. I don't really remember. Budding banned onion because people kept slipping on the spilled onion. No, they put the onion under the sausage now, which caused a ruckus. But I don't think it's a huge deal. I don't mind the onion being under the sausage. It's whatever. Who cares? You know? Oh, boo-hoo! Your onion's not on top of your sausage anymore. Okay. I'd rather the onion be under the sausage than no onion, because the onion is actually pretty nice. It's like barbecue onion. We're never going to get around to doing the Masters of the Nightwind stuff, are we? We're just going to talk about Australia. Bunnings is better, though? I don't know, actually. I can't say for certain, because honestly, Bunnings snags and democracy snags, they kind of... Oh, this is going to be a controversial statement. I feel like they're the same. Alright, let's do this. Come on, we gotta do this. We kind of... Okay, so I accidentally started this thing. I accidentally started this thing because you can accidentally start this bloody quest. So I think from memory, what's happened at the start of the Masters of the Nightwind stuff is we came across this Ictomisaur, and then this Ictomisaur basically like said, "Hey, get in here." That's it. Okay, let's do this.
Okay. Probably doesn't understand what we're saying. Doesn't look like any cogs are turning in there.
Why are we getting one guy buying an Ictomisaur, chat? That's the big question.
Whoops, sorry. No offense intended.
Jeez, Paimon.
You there! You dare disrespect our elder?
That's an That's who that is? Okay.
Oh, you mean... Oh, I see. Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, why is Paimon of all people talking about something being dumb?
In which case, it's my job to make you feel welcome.
Really?
Some introduction.
You just accused us of potentially a high crime and misdemeanor.
One of the priests of our tribe. And this is our Ictomisaur elder.
Okay, how do you pronounce that?
Great
Tlapokpokteetstetl, a living totem among the masters of the Nightwind.
Whoa, that's quite a
Tlapokpokteetstetl. Okay, cool.
In truth, we usually go with Elder Tlapo for short.
Nope, I'm not calling him that. His
You are
elder
welcome to do the same.
Tlapokpokteetstetl. Did I say it correctly? I probably already screwed it up. We were invited here in an unusual way, that's right.
I assume you're referring to our elder's special ability.
Toksunoroku desu
Has
ka?
been alive for many centuries.
Every time I hear
and
special
harbors
ability, I'm
secrets
thinking
that
back to like
even we
Yu-Gi-Oh!
priests
I
are at a
activate
loss
this
to
card's
explain.
special ability.
So your
Toksunoroku
reaction is
Hatsuto!
entirely natural.
Because I watch it in Japanese.
But one thing I can say for sure is that Elder Tlapo has appointed the two of you to an extremely important task.
Ruh-roh.
For this reason, I would like to
And somehow
ask
this
you
extremely
to
important
undergo
task
a
has something to
test.
do with CITLALI'S story quest?
Task. And what kind of test?
Yeah, what's going on?
If it's all right with you, I'll take you to see our chief.
Oh, we're about to see
He's
Big
in
Man.
a much better position to answer
Anyone who's
your
played
questions.
well, anyone who's played the Archon quest and or Mawika story quest would have already seen Big Man, but you probably would have already seen Big Man if you know, explored
Very well.
the Masters
Then
of the
please
Nightwing
follow
base.
me. You can use this scroll to go directly to the Obsidian Altar, where the chief is.
Oh,
Don't worry, it's just one of the many mystical abilities of our tribe.
okay. One thing I didn't know is that apparently of all the characters in the game, yeah, Mawika has the Masters of the Nightwind vision, so that's cool. I guess it makes sense. Although someone did mention that apparently Mawika has some of the special abilities of all of the Saurians, including the ability to like briefly walk up walls with like Yumka swords, and I was thinking like, no she can't. They might be referring specifically to the short wall climbing part of her motorcycle. I don't know. That part is feeling a little bit sus to me. so I'm not entirely sure what she has that for Yumkasaurs that is unique to what she
What was that just now?
kind of has for the
One of
Petlosaurs.
the routine duties of a priest. We attempt to contact the spirits of our ancestors to seek epiphanies and revelations.
Okay.
The chief is just over there. Please wait here while I have a word with him. I'll just be a moment.
Alright, go talk to Big Man.
Well, the
How much
masters of the
AUD would one need to spend to get
definitely living
Malika?
up to their reputation as the mysterious
5,000
ones.
dollaritos, my man. No, I don't know. Maximum 600. Oh, God.
All right.
Now
I've
let's
told
say
the
that
chief
out
while
loud.
I were
What the
here,
fuck,
and now you
Oliver?
may
Like,
speak with
seriously,
him.
what the hell?
Right this way.
Like, that is absurd for real.
So, you two
You
are
basically
the
need to,
appointed ones.
like, whatever the maximum amount
I
it
am
costs to,
Chief Bureau.
I guess, hard pity
Welcome.
twice.
And
That's my
thank
pay
you
for 2
your
weeks, yeah.
patience.
Yeah. Yeah, that's,
Oh, tall.
yeah, big man.
Unusually so. Yes, I am aware, but I assure you,
He's about as
it's
tall
no
as,
cause for alarm.
Tupac.
Oh, no, of course not. Sorry, Paimon just reacted without thinking.
He's taller than us sitting.
Ah, yes.
I mean,
Caholam
part of that
told
may be
me
his
about
hat, but he's
that.
taller than us sitting.
As outsiders to our tribe, this is probably the first you've heard of such appointments. I'm sure the whole thing seems very confusing. Throughout our
And
history,
then when we reach
only members
the
of
Collective of
Masters
Plenty,
the Nightwind
we're gonna
have been
find the
appointed to undertake these tasks.
Lucha Libre
This is the
guy.
first time an outsider has ever been
And
chosen.
I think we're going to have a lot of fun with Jensen. I think she is going to be a
Allow
boxer.
me to explain. Our
Or at the very
tribe
least,
has an
like, not
old
necessarily a
tradition of
boxer, but
recording
I reckon
history
she's
in
just
the
gonna, like,
form of woven scrolls.
Actually, I think
But
she's
not
actually
just
going to have
our
hands
own
that are rated
history.
E for everyone.
We record the legends and heroic feats of all other tribes as well. It is a tradition we have observed for many centuries. We treat it as a solemn duty. However, when a major event occurs that affects all of Natlan, we record it on a different kind of scroll.
Are you
used for
referring to,
this
let's say,
exact
the
purpose.
war?
And these scrolls can only be woven by someone of the Ictomisaur Elders' choosing. When the Ictomisaur
Are we
Elder
weaving
senses a
scrolls?
major change in the ley lines, it will issue a formal declaration to appoint a creator for this scroll.
Ah, is that what we're doing then?
Oh, so you mean...
Yeah, us.
Elder Tlapo sensed a ley line change quite some time ago, but
I
had
mean,
not yet
in the-
designated the scroll
this-
weavers.
keep in mind, this was
until
released
you
in
arrived.
in 5.
But just so you're aware, we
Two?
don't know the first thing about weaving scrolls.
Yeah, this was released at 5.2.
As a matter of fact, that does not surprise me
So,
at all.
like, keep in mind, this part of the quest was released at 5.2.
In the 200 years,
So this was
that
under
Elder
the
Tlapo has held
this is under the
position,
premise that
none of the appointed ones
you know,
have
old
ever
mate
been
Capitano is still very much
experienced
alive.
scroll-weavers.
Obviously these days old mate Capitano.
200 years of major historical
He's
events have gone
not.
unrecorded?
So when the economy saw elders saying like
They all
there's a
submitted
big
scrolls
change in the ley
time.
lines, I'm thinking
Yet each
yeah
of them
because
claimed
you
it was
know
not their own
Capitano
work,
ascended
but
to
a
become the Lich
gift
King.
from the spirits.
Man, this
That'll
tribe
do it.
gets more mysterious by the second.
Yes, well, that is the part that troubles me.
What's
The
up?
notion that we have to rely on esoteric things like gifts from the spirits to record historical events of such great importance. It is unsettling.
That's
Fair enough.
pretty surprising to hear, coming from the chief of this tribe.
I can imagine. You probably see the Masters of the Nightwind as a people shrouded in mystery.
Well,
who
yeah, they
pride
are.
ourselves on our arcane
The
practices.
two characters from the Masters of
But
the Nightwind
I
are
am
like
something of an
some of the
exception.
more mysterious ones.
I may be the chief,
Autolon,
but when it comes
CITLALI'S,
to our traditions,
one is a
I am in
harbinger,
fact
one is a
proponent
carrier of
change
souls, or
and
can be.
reform. I
The
have
other one
dedicated my energies to
has lived
deciphering
for
the many mysteries of
who
our
the hell
tribe.
knows how many hundreds
In doing
of
so,
years.
I hope to establish clearer
So,
rules.
yeah, the
that will
Masters of the
help
Nightwind are a
sustain our
mysterious bunch.
traditions in the future.
Absolutely, 100%.
Wow, that sounds great! So have you figured out the mystery of the gift from the spirits?
Sadly not. It is something I've been investigating for a long time. But I have yet to uncover what this gift truly refers to. Only a small handful of events over the years have been recorded on these special scrolls. with decades between each one. And by the time the next scroll
Are we
weaver
also
is appointed,
including the Lich
my
King's
time as
ascension
chief
to the
will be
throne?
long gone. I will not be in a position
Watch
to
Natlan as Ice
investigate
Crown,
as
by the way,
thoroughly.
Chad. I'm almost ready to just forever call it Ice Crown.
While I haven't gotten to the bottom of the matter, I have made some progress. But the only way I can develop my theories further.
All I need to do
is with
now
the
is just freeze the
cooperation
rest of
appointed
Natlan.
ones.
Then it really is Ice Crown Citadel. That's why you want to put us to the test.
Precisely. It's nothing to be worried about. Simply a means of validating my current hypothesis. It shouldn't take you long, nor will it put you in any danger.
Okay, what do we need to do?
I can explain everything in detail when we get to the site of the test. But first, please wait a moment while I change out of the soul-shielding cloak. This garb is one of our important cultural relics,
Soul-shielding
handed down by generations of chiefs. It is only to be worn when conducting certain ceremonies.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, because, like, it's...
Please, follow me.
Oh, I mean, okay, yeah, fair enough. Because a lot of their ceremonies involve, like, fixing up shenanigans to do with souls, so a soul-shielding
see the
cloak makes a lot of
scroll?
sense.
If you touch it, you will enter a hidden space.
Is that what that's meant to be? A scroll?
Today's test is, quite simply,
I always thought
to
it was
find a
just
way
like...
to escape that
I
space.
mean, I don't know.
That's it?
I thought it was like a portal. I mean, it
I
is.
assure you, it's not as easy
But
as
it never occurred to me that that was
sounds.
a scroll.
If you cannot find your own way out, I will of course intervene to bring you back here. But then, we will be no closer to solving this mystery.
Okay, やってみます.
Good. Simply touch the scroll to begin the test.
Alright, let's do it. We are going to enter the testing grounds as Mawika. Or maybe not. Never mind, we have only Traveler. Eh?
Whoa, we really did get teleported.
So, where's the way out?
It seems like this place is completely sealed off. Doesn't look like there's an exit anywhere. Let's take a look around and see what we can find.
Okay. Maybe, just as a start. Elemental vision. Never mind. Elemental vision doesn't tell us anything. Purposely be hung in the middle of the ceiling. Whatever it means, it must be significant. I feel like that has to be significant. I hope I don't have to do any combat because as you can see, my PMC is not leveled. Nor will she ever be leveled, so I hope to hell there's no combat with PMC. Large dust indicates they've been there for long. That's not going to really help us with anything. But just in case. So strange machine. Oh yeah, we've used that in the Masters of the Nightwind event. We used the weaving machine in the Masters of the Nightwind event from 5.2.
There are so many woven scrolls here.
It was actually one of the minigames, if memory serves.
In other tribes, they seem to record historical events. This one really stands out from the rest. For starters, it's the biggest of them all.
It's also
Wonder what
glowing.
story it tells.
It's a general rule, if it's glowing, that's usually the answer.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Over there, something just flashed. Traveler, did you catch that?
I think that's how we get out. Seeing things we couldn't see before.
Oh,
We need an
right.
ectomisaur.
With you.
We either need an Yep. We need an ectomisaur or we need Ololon. Where is an ectomisaur? Oh. That'll help. not there anymore? Really? Oh, right, using this.
There is something hiding
Sorry.
there. Yep, this looks like our ticket out of this place.
My bad, I mistook this kind of thing for the elemental side. And do you think there was a YouTuber who unironically said Saurians are crap? What do you mean? I really don't see the problem with most of the Saurians. I actually like using most of the Saurians. The only one I'm kind of iffy on is the Tepetlosaur. Only because he kind of moves a little bit slow when he's
It is
not
just as
digging.
I thought.
Aside from
You
that,
are
like,
indeed
the
capable
other,
of
the
undertaking
other
this
Saurians are
mission.
fantastic. What the hell is bro yapping about, for real? It's... But then again, it seems like his entire shtick is just hating Natlan with a burning passion for some reason, so... I don't know, guys. I feel like that guy might be tripping.
Yes. You saw many distinctive-looking scrolls there, didn't you?
Sure did.
This specific kind of scroll was left to us by our ancestors. Upon investigation, I discovered what sets it apart is the use of a color not featured in ordinary scrolls. It is a most mysterious color that most people cannot even detect. I myself had to employ special techniques to confirm its existence. Yet there are those who are born with a natural ability to perceive it. And that is why I wanted to test you.
Okay.
You mean,
Because we're
That
descendants?
space you just entered was an exhibition room for storing this variety of woven scrolls. Centuries ago, a great shaman by the name of Huitzilin put in place a security measure
Huitzilin.
so that
Chat, you may have
anyone
heard
who
of this
entered the
name.
room
I believe
without
there is in
permission
fact a
will become
spot
trapped
on the map that is
inside.
named after him.
It exists to this day.
Whitsilin's
And although I have not managed to
Peak, I
decipher
wanna
how
say?
it works,
Maybe not,
I have
I
at
don't
least
know.
found out how to turn it on and off. Once someone is trapped inside, it is all but impossible for them to escape without outside help. Unless they share the great shaman's ability to perceive that strange color.
I did see a certain color in there, though. That is true, we did.
Clearly, you must have this ability, which leads me to believe that our Ictomisaur Elder can sense this ability.
Well,
in
yeah,
people.
it probably helps that
And
we
it
are like
appoints
the
us
Traveler,
rover
so we have a
on
lot of
this
abilities,
basis.
but yeah.
another secret power? Traveler, you are full of mysteries. Still, having this ability doesn't change the fact that neither of us know where to start with weaving a scroll.
Don't worry about that. The method for
I mean, we
weaving
can
this
always talk
kind of
to
scroll
CITLALI.
appears to be largely the same as for
Granny
an ordinary
Itzli.
scroll. The main difference is in the dye that gives it its unique color. If my suspicions are correct, this dye is the key to weaving the scroll, and your special ability is the key to obtaining it. The dyeing process is also a little different from the norm, but I don't anticipate any major issues there. As long as you two can source the dye itself, I can assist with the application.
Okay.
Cool, we'll follow your lead.
Great! Then please
Great.
use your abilities to source the necessary
By the way you said that.
ingredients.
Great!
And in the meantime, I will have someone prepare some fabric for test dyeing.
Okay.
We'll make a few sample pieces to test out my hypothesis. And if that goes well, we can begin the scroll in earnest. If you agree to help, you can expect to be handsomely rewarded once this is all over. So, what are your thoughts?
The ability to help comes with the... Chat! I mean, obviously I'm very late to the party, but, seems pretty obvious here that with great help comes... Sorry, with great help, what am I saying? With great power comes great responsibility.
Agreed, especially if there's a reward in it. What is the reward, by the way? Is it food? Paimon hopes it's food.
Or as a wise man once said,
Given the stakes involved for our
with great help
tribe,
comes great responsibility.
I was thinking
True.
a substantial sum of mora would be appropriate. Surely that would be preferable to just a free meal.
More work too. Anyway, how do we go about finding these ingredients? Are we supposed to just keep walking around Natlan until we stumble across them?
I have an inventory full of all sorts of
Thankfully
ingredients.
not. I've already identified a location where I suspect they may be found. And I've arranged for someone to guide you there.
Okay.
Your guide is waiting just outside. You can set off at your leisure.
Okay. Okay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, I am actually going to end the stream early. We finished part 1. Well, not really. We finished Act 1. Still got to do Act 2. But we'll pick that up next time. And hopefully, if I stream earlier next time, I'll be able to pick up Act 2. Hopefully we do. Well, the main thing is hopefully we don't get stun-locked into talking about Australia. I mean, you're more than welcome to try and stun-lock me into just yapping about this wide brown land of ours. But yeah, it is what it is. But we'll pick it up next time. And we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed this stream. If you did, don't forget to follow. Feel free to stop watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Not about you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh my god. Okay. You know, I alt-tab onto OBS and I press a key thinking, ooh, I'm going to do the cute thing of staring at the camera and then changing the scene because it's a hotkey. But I have the wrong window on OBS selected, which is why my hotkeys don't work. That still didn't work! Ha 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 ha!
Crumble!
Gotcha. Quietly now. Things are about to get done.
This is order. Stabilize. Shouldn't let your guard down.
Gather!
Gotcha. Quietly now. Here comes the catch.
Time to go.
Coming was
The wind knows me.
Dance with me!
Adorn my night. Order guide you.
The show's only just begun. Things are about to get dicey.
The eternal waves!
No time to lose. Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Solidify!
One with nature. Clouds high.
The birds come.
Busted. Here comes the catch.
I will have order.
Stabilized!
Gotcha. Busted.
As one with wind and cloud. Shouldn't let your guard down.
Rise with the...
Brave names echo! Let my name echo in song! Show it! Quiver! Light of the blazing sun! Bring it! Strike! Wrath from the sky! Let the mountain flames boil! Light it up!
Strike a pose! Let the world come alive!
Quiver! Light of the blazing sun! Bring it! Rise with the sun!